Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Wicked Blades here. Hope you guys are having a good day. I hope you guys are ready for the weekend. It's Friday. We're doing Fixed Blade Friday. Alright guys, for our Fixed Blade Friday, it's a machete. It's a nasty machete. Let's see if I can get it all in frame. There we go. This was my grandfather's machete. And it's been in his garage or my grandmother's garage since he's passed. Since I was a kid. I remember going in the garage when he would take me out in the backyard to help him with the garden, and we'd get gardening tools out of the garage. I would always see the machete, and I always wanted to play with it. And he would always tell me, do not touch that. Do not touch that. That is not a toy, and it's not a tool that you're going to use right now. So I would have to avoid it. But every time we went in that garage, I would see it hanging there, and it hung in one of those dark green, what was it, like a nylon canvas? Canvas. It was a canvas U.S. military sheath that had the old weird metal clips that I guess you hook to your belt and stuff in the service. Yeah, that's what it hung in, and it hung on a nail on one of the 2x4s in the garage, and it was there since I was a kid. And I just recently went over, and I was talking to my grandmother. I was visiting with her, and I was talking to her about my grandfather, which she doesn't like to talk about him lately, because it hurts her. But I had brought him up and was asking about certain things because some items popped up in my head that I was wondering where they had went, just wondering, just curious. And of course, she didn't know where a lot of the stuff was that he had from after passing. And I was like, hey, is that old machete still in the garage? And she's all, what machete? So I explained to her which one, what it looked like from my recollection as a kid, or the last time I seen it as a teenager. And she goes, I don't know, go look in the garage, go see, because my aunt's been in and out, moving in, moving out, a couple times, to take care of my grandmother. And so my grandma was like, I don't know, after your aunts moved in, moved out, moved in, moved out, and using the garage to store a lot of her stuff, she had no clue. So she's all, go look, good luck. So I went and looked. I went straight to the 2x4 that I recalled it being on, above the workbench. It wasn't there. And I was like, dang, okay, it's gone. That was the first thought in my head because it had hung on that nail forever. So first thought in my head, I didn't see it, it was gone. So I was about to give up. I pull out my flashlight and I start scanning the top of the workbench because there was a bunch of stuff on the workbench. Okay, there's nothing there. Not a single pocket knife, nothing. So then I look under the workbench, and there it's sitting. I guess it had got knocked off the shelf or something. I grab it up, and that canvas, the nice green U.S. canvas sheath that it was in, just crumbles. It just crumbled. And I was like, dang it. That sucks because I wanted to keep it in that sheath, and I don't. To be honest, I don't know if it's the original sheath to it. I don't know if it was um, assigned to him in the service, you know. But I wanted to keep it because it fit perfectly in there. It was a sheath meant for a machete, you know. And I'm assuming that's what was assigned to him in the service. But we're gonna do a cleanup on this bad boy. So this is my fixed blade Friday, and it is now added to our cleanup. We got to take off all that horrible rust. See if we can find a maker on it. See if we can find any markings at all, if there are any, after getting off all the rust. The pins, the spine, you know. It's got this weird, like, plastic handle, you know. But the check it out. The spine, it's a pretty thick blade. It's a pretty thick blade. So I think we'll get it cleaned up, get it sharpened. I think we're gonna be able to do some chopping with this bad boy. It's not like it's got play, you know, it's flexible, which is what you want. You don't want it too floppy, but you want some flex. So when you're whacking, you know, it's got a little give, you know. So I think once we get this bad boy cleaned up and sharpened up and back into service, we're gonna put it to some tests with the other fixed blades. So anyways, that's my fixed blade Friday. Hopefully we can find some markings, because my grandpa was in Korea. He was in the Korean War. So this might be from that era, from the Korean War. You know, I don't know. My grandmother doesn't know. I'm hoping we can find some markings on it once we're cleaned up. And then that way we can know. But yeah, fixed blade Friday, big old machete from maybe a possible wartime. We're gonna get into it, baby. We're gonna get into it. Alright, guys. I'm gonna let you go. Just remember, you're loved. I love you. Somebody loves you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Alright? Have a blessed day. This is Wicked Blades. I'm out. Peace.